everyone, welcome back to RTS. And what are we going to do today? Record this story. Yes, I have some photos here, and it has to be a quick page because the weekend is right around the corner. And you know, I always tell you, scrapbooking doesn't happen here on the weekends. And of course, I have more yard work to do. So it has to be a fast page, but I wanted to get some scrapbooking in. I've been doing so many projects and I just want to play with paper. Just makes me happy. So if you see what is in my photos, which is lemons, some of you are going to know exactly what kit I'm going to play with because it is summer and I want to play. Okay, so the sketch I'm going to be using is a sketch from Scrapbooking Cards Today, and I get it from the online. And so what I do is I kind of create my own magazine. Okay, remember the day the magazines would come? For some of us, we would get 4 and 5 a month back in the day, and then they dwindled, and now we don't get any. Okay, so but with Scrapbooking Cards Today, you still can get that in the mail, but you can go online and view it for free. And then what I do is I print off the exact papers, layouts, or ideas or techniques that draw my attention. And so I don't need the whole magazine, just what pertains to me, what pertains to my style. And so I will put a link below for this Scrapbooking Cards Day, and you can go on and look at the online issues. And I have from a few years. I just print what sparks my interest. And so this is the sketch I'm going to use today, and it is titled The Crew. I'll bring it a little closer. And it is by Sherry Funk, and this is the one, it was in the issue of summer 2016. And so this has sparked my interest because look at the background design. I mean, how simple is that? Because it has to be a quick page. Okay, so that is my sketch, and I'll move these off to the side, and I just keep these together with a binder clip, and then I keep them with my sketches. And then of course, you know, I take that right along when I'm traveling somewhere. Yes, I do. It's like my magazine. That's what I do. Okay, so you know what kit I'm going to pull out? Yes, I'm going to pull out my knockoff kit of the Webster's Pages, The Good Life. And so I'm excited to play with this kit again. I mean, just look at these papers. Okay, so I'm going to actually just pull out some things and just start scrapbooking. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Now here's my conundrum. Okay, my conundrum is that, and there's something flying, of course. Oh yes, love summer, but I don't like summer. Okay, so my background design is simple, so that's not hard. You know, just pick out some papers and go with it. But I have these photos. Okay, and I already know what my title's going to be. It's going to be called Oh My Lemons, which is an inspiration from a paper pad that I just recently was playing with. So I have 2 4x6s and 2 wallets, and it's the same thing. So I asked my daughter, which one should I use? I asked my husband, which one? And they both gave me different ideas. And so now I don't know, because I really like this photo. But then I really like this. But then the wallets are nice too. So I haven't figured this out. So what I do in this case is I just keep them all. I lay them here to my left. And then when I get my papers picked, sometimes that'll help figure out what I'm going to do. But, you know, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen a lemon tree before till this day. Okay? And I was so excited. And that's what I'm going to call it. Oh, my lemons. And then look what's in my dish. And this is what I said when I was making, a video not so long ago. And I said, if you are making a kit and then down the road you come across some other things, just put them to the side. And then when you get out that kit, put that in. And this is some things I have found in my inventory since I built this knockoff kit. And I am definitely going to put them. Give me a squeeze. Absolutely. Of course, you can't say that too loud nowadays. Man, you'd be in trouble. Yeah. Can't say anything like that. Okay, so what does this, it's a good day. Oh man, that goes right along with the kit. So this is some little things. I'm going to left them there and I'm going to put them in a kit. So you see, I'm not going to need what? 2 pieces of paper, not even that, because I could use washi because that's in my kit. But I'm going to see what sparks my interest. Here is my inspiration. Now you'll see in this photo that I have blue. Ask me if I'm going to play off of that. No, I'm playing off of this wood grain, the green, and of course the yellow for lemon, which is what this kit was around. So there's my sketch. Not going to go very far. I have papers, and honestly, this is going to take a few minutes because I only need 2 papers, if that. But you know, we'll see what we have in the kit. Okay, now that's not going to go. Oh, and there's my 12 by 12 sticker sheet that I made. Love that. And of course, there's that. Okay, Janet, move on. You can't. I can't get the raccoon syndrome just yet. Okay, I'm going to be picking out papers. Okay, so no. So, you know I'm going to be looking for green, wood plank, or yellow, or all three. That's cute. Of course, who doesn't like buffalo check? Ugh. And so that's what I kind of just do. Welcome to Mama. Hello. Well, I knew this kit was going to be so easy. And you know what? That's a Christmas paper. That is My Mind's Eye 2011. Well, you're working for me now in 2018. That's all that matters. And I'm not looking at the B-sides. Oh, man. I just want to go to a country store so I can use this page. You know what? I think that will be coming up. Oh, I'm going to have to keep that in mind when I snap some photos. Okay, well, now there's some lemons. We're in business. And this, of course, has some of this, but I'm not going with that feel. I want more of a homey feel. Beautiful paper. Beautiful paper. Can't get enough beautiful paper. Now, there's definitely lemons, but that's not my mood and feel. Okay, that'll work on something, but not this one. Now, that one was work. I guess I'm looking for more of a brighter. And there's lemon slices. No, don't want to do the slices yet. I just want to do... And there's some words I could get in. Happy thoughts, snapshots, remember the story. Well, I think that might make it because I have some green and yellow. Oh, yes. So what I'm going to do with my kit, I narrowed down my choices just with these. And now what I'm going to do is make another pile, and I'm just narrowing my choices again. My green is basically already decided, and basically I think I'm good. You see how I'm just flipping through them real quick? Now I know I want something that's a dark wood, but if that's all I have, that might have to be a choice. Oh, I'm going to stick one of those in too. Not feeling that one. There's a gray. I know we should have some other ones in here that should work. Yellow. Come on, I know there has to be another one in here because I put one in here. There it is. It's at the back. Yeah, I knew there was some in there. Oh, and I only have one left. Actually, that looks my table surface. Okay, so that is what we have. So again, what did I do? I just narrowed down my choices. And I love every one of those choices. Now this here, I'm going to put with my embellishments because I don't want that to deter from my paper choices. Okay, there are my paper choices. I don't know if that really helped me select my paper. Oh, and any of those that you would pick, but you know, I'm only really down to really a 7 by 12 and a background and a couple little pieces. So, you know, that's my background. What's going to be my main piece? The green would be good. Of course, it would be good if I didn't know which ones I was using. Yellow, you know, could do some matting. And this will be just a small thing, so I'll put that to the side. So this is what I'm down to. Oh, yes, I love those right there. But that's a little busy, you know? So that's probably going to be an accent. Yeah, okay, there we go. This is going to be an accent. Because if I put those photos on top of that, your eye is not differentiating between do you want to look at this pattern or do you want to look at that pattern? And that's the pattern I want. But I'm going to need a mat of something. I might not even end up using that at all. Yes, I do. I think I'll use that on this edge piece right here. I just heard my little girl laughing. I wonder what she's up to. I maybe need to go join her party. Okay, and I definitely know I'm using this. Because I knew when I put that kit together that this, you know, seeing this lemon tree for the first time, you know, in the Northeast, we don't have lemon trees, no. So, okay, there we go. So, I still don't know. I love these little wallets. I absolutely love that. But, you know, you have to think sometimes when you're telling a story, you kind of forget about the design for a minute. Okay, even though you want a good design, it's the story. And so my story is this. You know, maybe what I could do is use one of each. Maybe that's what I'll do. Or, I know I want that one. I know I want that one. But I just love that little burger. You know, I don't know. And then also too, what you can do, you can do 4 by 6, and then you can cut these in little squares, like, you know, a 1.5 by 1.5, 2 by 2, and then you could emphasize that. You know, I could emphasize that. I haven't decided on that. Oh, I don't know. And I'm trying to think if there's another story from this trip that I'm going to tell that I would need that, and I really don't, because this story is the lemon tree at our friend's property, because I just never saw one, and I think they probably thought I was nutso, but I was excited. My daughter was excited. Oh, we're all excited. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So now I might as well go ahead and work on my title, because I already know. There's my sketch. And again, you see, that's what I do when I scrapbook. Paper sketch photos. That's my starting point every time I scrap. And it's one of those things that when you start scrapbooking a lot, you get into a rhythm of rhyme, and then you find a formula that works for you. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep doing what you're doing. So for me, it's going to be my title. Okay. Now, speaking of title, and these are my 4 choices from the kit, and this is what I'm picking with. It has to be a fast page, because if I go over to my thickers and start looking at yellow and green, which yellow is not very many, I don't have time for that. So I need to get my wax paper out, and I wanted to ask a question. We can have a little discussion while I'm looking. The brown, oh, that is just too dear. Well, oh, yeah. That's not going to work. I mean, it could. I could play off of that. I could play off of that. If I use something like this, well, oh, such choices. Oh, now I have to rethink that. I was thinking I wouldn't even use that. Oh, there's the word my. Do I want to go with black? Oh, I can't get sidetracked. Well, you know what? I'm just going to let because I would tell you, in this kit, I have so many choices when it comes to whether I use the black or the wood grain, because I have a lot of embellishments. I have a lot of citrus embellishments, so I can go with either. And here's what I did with my embellishments. I put them on a tray, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. I'm getting the cart before the horse again. You know, when I see color, when I see yellow, I'm getting excited. Okay, so I need to make a decision. But I wanted to ask, is a title something that you feel, and again, there's no right or wrong answer. I just like to get people's opinion. In fact, I just like to talk. Do you think a title is something that every layout needs? And I'm not talking a big honking thicker title. I'm just saying a title, okay? It can be a small title. Do you think your layouts, and this is your style, do you like a title on every page? I do like a title, and recently someone asked me why that is. Because to me it's a story, and it doesn't matter if you read a big story, a small story, short story, a poem, an essay, or a book. What do they all have? A title. This is no exception, right? That's why I like doing a title. Can I get an amen? Yes, I like doing a title. And if you don't let anybody tell you you do. No. It is all what you like. And look, there's 2 my's. Oh, there's 3. So I'll definitely use one of those my. Oh, my lemons. And again, that idea came from a paper pad that I was playing with recently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this here, because with this wax paper, I can put this over and get a feel for what I want. Okay, oh, my lemons. And, okay, now I got white, and I don't want to do the black. Okay, well, since there's the choice. I don't want to do black and brown, so there we go. There was my choice. It was made for me. So, oh, my lemons. I think I'll do the lemons in this, and the word oh, because this is lowercase. And then this also has dates, which this was clear back in 2005. So I might just go ahead and pull out a 0 and a 5 and call it good. So yes, list below in the comments section. I'm telling you, I just sat down and I feel like I could fall asleep. How does that happen? I think it's because, you know, as women, we just go full speed all day. And then we sit down and it's like, whew, oh yeah, that's what sitting down feels like. Yes, okay. Oh, my lemons. I might as well get lemons on here because I know this is going to happen. So I'll just keep the camera on if that's what we're going to do. And basically, I'm just going to keep on playing until I get a little notification from my hubby that it is time to go outside and work on a project. Yeah. So I just thought, well, I'll come back here. I saw these photos recently, and I knew when I built that kit, this was one of those stories from this trip that I wanted to do. Okay. I actually just want to get a lemonade somewhere so I can scrapbook that too. You know, once in a while while we're traveling in some areas that we travel a lot, we come across in the summer kids with lemonade stands, and I'm hoping that happens again sooner rather than later. Okay, so now I have 2 Mai's, and I think this is going to be a little too big for me because I don't want my title taking over the whole. I hope I'm in frame. So I hope it's okay if I just turn this on and play a little bit, chat a little bit, yeah, actually just have some fun. And I know I'm going to take that Y right over that. You know, make your title a little interactive, connect those letters. And there's nothing else on those that I'm going to want. No stars. Oh, there's a heart. That would tie in the black, but I have lots of other black. Actually, I think I'm going to have to drink some tea here. I'm about ready to, like, close my eyes. Okay, 05. I'm going to find a period here. There we go. 05. That's the start. Now that, I might have to, you know, maybe I won't use that. Yeah. I was going to say maybe I won't, but I will. It'll tie in that white then with my other title. Okay. And I think we put a comma there, right? Oh, my lemons. I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'll just get an exclamation point. Hopefully that font had it. So you see I'm just using the alphas that was in my kit. Exclamation point. Here we go. Oh, my lemons. You know, I don't know if I want the exclamation point. Oh, my lemons. Bless you. I think I like it without that. Oh, my lemons. It's, you know, I want it kind of simple looking. Okay. I love this kit. I had said in my knockoff kit, which I'll link that below for this knockoff kit. This, of all the new collections coming out, this is the one I wanted, and this is the one I was most excited about to do the knockoff kit. And it was the first one I did, but it was the last one I showed. It just worked out that way. But you know, with uploading to YouTube, sometimes you don't get to pick. It's what up, what up, what up, what up. Yeah. So, okay, so there's my title, and then I'm not going to get into the embellishments yet. I need to cut my paper. So, if you want me to keep the camera on, I will. If not, just go to the end of the video and you'll see the finished page. But maybe you could be sitting there organizing something, playing with something, because Lord knows we've had a lot going on in this channel. I'm just trying to think when this will go up. In between our summer space shape up. And I have a series coming up, building page kits, and it's going to be 3 parts, but they're long, so be prepared. So you can hop over and see that. I have an organizing video coming up. Just a short organizing, something that I pulled from my space and showed how I did that. And I knew I was going to do the green, right? Isn't that what I said I was going to do? Of course, I'm cutting off my branding strips. And I'm squinting. I shouldn't be squinting. I had eye exams, but you know. Getting older here, folks. And I know I'm making that 7, so I'm just going to cut, make that decision, and run with it. And that is the basis of the beginning of my page. Now, on the sketch, they showed that there was a mat around, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep on going. If I don't knock out a light. And sometimes I will do between 1/4 and 1/2 on my mats. It just seems like that's what I seem to like. And that is what is going to happen. Now with my planks, do I want them going across or do I want them going down? Well, it depends on how my photos are going to go. Again, still haven't decided. I know I want that one. I may go with one big and one small and make it a happy medium. I don't know. Oh, I just really like those. I think it's the colors. I think that's what it is. I think this small little color scheme right there, I think that's what's drawing me. Because it's not this one, it's this one. Maybe it's just the photo itself. You know, and I've seen people do that. One big and one small. If that's all I had, I definitely would have. But you know, you got to get this in. Oh my, I don't know. Or I had entertained this thought too. Do I really need to? No. But you know, there's different ways you can play with your photos. You know, I've seen them done this way too. Where you put a wallet right on top of the big one. Or you can come down here. And I don't have enough on this big. If these were smaller maybe. And I really don't want to cut those down. You come down here and make another grouping. You know what? I think I might just have to scrap that because I'm getting really tired. And I need to make a decision. Okay. Now see, my planks are going this way in the photo. So that is what you have to do sometimes, is take a cue from your photos, play around with your paper, and that looks a little bit better, yes. Okay, now since there's some of that, I could go like that. Because you know, in nature, nothing's linear, okay? You can see the movement in these limbs. So there's nothing wrong with having movement in your photo, or movement on your page when you have movement in your photos. Okay, now I don't know if I like that edge. Maybe I do. That's the start. Yes, and I don't know. I'm just sitting here thinking, do I want to? Now, oh, I had 3 thoughts. Oh, I tell you, this raccoon thing I have, I don't know if it's a bless or a curse, because I come up with ideas very, very quickly, you know, but it's just like sometimes my brain is going too fast and I can't slow it down because I have so much to say. What I wanted to say was, I don't know if I'm going to mat them. The second thing I was going to say is, I have this 12 by 12 piece of paper, and on my sketch I just have this little sliver. So what I could do is definitely pull a washi, because I have quite a few. Okay, I could get it in that way because it's going to be a yellow, or I could use one of these. This just came in. Oh, that bright yellow. Okay, because you know, you might not want to cut up, but I like this, you know, I like that. I think that's what, and there was something else I wanted to say. I don't know if I'm going to mat those. I don't. Of course, this background on my work surface is kind of doing wonkies with my with my background on my layout. Keep moving, Janet. Keep moving. Keep moving. I would tell you that sometimes that's what I do when I'm scrapbooking and I know I want to get a page done, because I honestly would sit here and I could just play with product and not even finish a page if I wasn't careful about that. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, you know, I just said you could use washi or you could use this, but then in the kit, you know, look at what other embellishments you have. And see, along with that, I have this right here. I could just use that border sticker and call that good. You know that's going to fit. And it would look good. But I think what I want to do, since the story is the lemon trees, and this has actually got leaves, it just goes a little bit more with my story. So that's what I'm going to pick. And in the sketch, it looked like, and I'll tell you something else that's in this sketch, and that they have stitching on this papers. I would love to do that, but I'm not going to be able to get into some techniques and stuff till after summer. I just don't have the time to pull out my stamps, to pull out my sewing machine, you know, to get anything tech heavy. I have to have time, and the summer's not the time. And that was another question. I'm going to go ahead and do that a little bit. Do you find that certain times of the year you have more time to play with your tools than others? Because, you know, because for me, I have to take a drink. In the summer, there's not time to play with tools. I mean, because I want to get scrapbooking done, but I don't want to spend 3 days on one page. No. Now, in the fall and winter, yes. I mean, I don't really spend 3 days on a page anymore, but I'll spend a few hours on a page because I have more time. So in my sketch, you know, and this is again quick quick scrapbooking, go with a sketch. I mean, look, I already have all this done, you know. And I wanted to say to Diane again, because we've been talking about page design versus photo size. When I was looking at this background, I didn't even pay attention what size photo, because no concern of mine, because in Sherry's layout here, she just has like basically a 4x4 Instagram shot. Okay, it's a beautiful shot too, by the way, but it's a beautiful layout. I just knew, I was looking at my background because I have to make it pertain to me. And my story has to do with this lemon tree. And that might be exactly how I do that. And actually I might go, see how this, the rule of thirds, the heaviness is on this photo. So for me, I'm left-handed. The heaviness is going to be on this side. I really kind of wanted, well, I might just do it like that. A little bit of movement. And I don't know if I'm going to mat them yet. I have to get out some white paper. I may mat them because look, I have white in my title. That might make them pop. So let me get out some scraps. And you know, scraps is never far from me. Look how easy that is to get a scrap. And that's the basil. Love the texture of basil. And I'm not going to cut any of those photos down. I mean, I just love, well, I love photos. We all do. That's why we're scrapbookers, right? Yes. Okay, so those are 4x6, so I'm going to go and do 4 1/4. I'm going to do a small mat. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do these. And what did I just do? I did think I did a 4th, didn't I? I told you I'm slowing down here. So that's what I'll just do here. We'll play with this. Yes. Are you gals following along with our summer space shape up? I tell you what, I am enjoying doing this series, but I'm also enjoying having success with the series because my desk is very, very clean. When I got out this kit, I had room to put this whole kit out on my desk. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So I will probably have a little bit of movement. I can cover up some of this green fence. Well, fence with the green on it. Because I don't want to do linear. Because like I said, in nature, nothing is really lined up perfectly. So, have a little bit of cattywampus there. And by the way, yes, cattywampus is a word. It's slang, but it's a word. That was funny. Yes, cattywampus. Okay, that's how simple my page is. And I will put my title, and I just leave everything. And sometimes, like right here, I know this is where I'm putting my title, like right here. So then I'll go ahead and play with my embellishments as to where I may also place them on the page. I may go ahead, because on my sketch, what I do with it? Sketch, sketch, sketch. See, they had this embellishment cluster down here, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go something as simple with that. So I'm just going to keep on scrapbooking until I get a nod or a wave that it's time to go outside. So in fact, maybe I put that up there. So I will put that up on my wax paper to remind me that I want it up in that corner. That's how I do that. Okay. Now these are fabric thickers, and what I'll do is I'll take my fingernail and I will scratch along the surface to give it just a little bit more texture. Okay, so let's get out the big red. And I tell you what, I have really went through the refills. Of course, you know, the month of May I did a lot of scrapbooking. Yes. I think the month of May I went through 4 refills. So that was 1 per week. Now that's scrapbooking. Yes. Okay. So I'm actually going to, and sometimes I have to stand to get things lined up, but I'm going to try to wing it because nobody wants to see my bun. I'll be so glad to get a haircut soon. But, you know, try not to complain, but I have to drive 3 hours to get a haircut. Is that not insane? Well, you know, to get a good haircut. I could go to the barber next door, but that ain't going to happen. No. Look at that Christmas paper. We're putting it on a lemon tree. Of course, that right there is pretty, isn't it? Yes, very homey. Okay, now I have to get out my T-square because the lines in my table, my work surface, and the lines in my paper, yeah, that's not going to be a good. And this, someone had asked me, and actually, funny story, my sister was here a few days ago, and she said, "Can I go back to your room?" I'm like, "Yeah." I said, it's a mess. Be careful of the piles on the floor. So she came back, and I thought, oh, maybe she wanted to see my camera set up or something, because she watches my videos. Love you, sis. But anyways, she said, she came back here and she looked on my desk and she said, "I didn't think you got a new desk." And I said, "Well, why?" She goes, "Well, I thought if you would have got a new desk, you would have told me. This is just a piece of poster board you can get at Hobby Lobby, so you can change the color of your work surface for $1.99, ladies. Yes, $1.99. And they have different ones. I had, when I first started, I used a darker one, and then my lighting was off. Well, it wasn't off. I just had to keep upgrading with lighting as I go. And I don't even know if that's going to be straight. But I can't stand up. And of course, you see, yeah, that line's not going to help. Okay, someone remind me, I want to talk about T-square rollers here. Okay. So she came back because she said, "I thought if you would have got a new desk, you would have told me." I said, "No, it's just poster board." She thought I got a new desk. No, it's just poster board. And they have this wood, this plank, and then they have the darker plank that was in some of my first videos. Then they have like a silver dot. They have a gold dot. They have some floral. They have a turquoise. Yeah, $1.99. Can you believe that? Okay, now let's talk T-square rollers. I don't even want to tell you how many T-squares I have in my inventory, because I just can't find one that I am in love with. Now, these are cheap ones. These come from Michael's. I have some long ones. I have one that's like 32 inches long or something. Let me see if I can get up and show it to you. Okay, hang on. Again, we're just scrapping and chatting, right? That's what we're doing. Okay, I just keep it in a tin bucket. What's it say? Oh, yeah, 30 something. Yeah, I was wrong. 18 inches. Okay, this is one of them. Okay, and I have several over there. But now see that this is what I want. This is like, man, this is a T-square. Okay, but you see, for the bigger you get in a T-square, you have this gap here, and so when you go to line anything up, let me get my photo here. See what happens? Well, that ain't going to help me. So, I'm left-handed, but you see, now that would work. Now, I will tell you, one of these big T-squares work good. We have those cutting mats. And before I started filming, I used a cutting mat. But it makes the camera kind of wonky, so that's why I use this background. And so this edge right here worked really good on the side of those cutting mats, and then you can slide it up and down. So I did like it for that. But, it kind of, you don't lose it because it's so big, but it's kind of hard to work with. It's a little cumbersome. But these ones are okay. But again, you still get this gap. I don't want that. Someone give me a T-square that's flat and flush. Yeah, I'm still looking. I know there has to be some T-square roller that's just, I'm left-handed. So I want this flat edge. I mean, people say, "Oh, we'll do it this way." Yeah, it's okay. I'm not in love with them. I mean, but they're affordable. What are they? $2 or $3? Okay, so I better get back here. Okay, now this is not going to look square because the curves in my plank are cattywampus, so it's going to be cattywampus. And what was I doing? Looking at my sketch to see if I could have, did the corner rounds. And so they have a corner piece up here, so I will get that in with a piece of an embellishment. That's what I'll do. Okay, so I'm just going right along, and they put this right on the edge. Wasn't there a song by Sammy Hagar or someone, "Living on the Edge"? I don't know. I don't know who that was. Oh, yeah, that's telling my age, isn't it? Sammy Hagar. Okay, that's how I'm going to do that. I mean, that's as simple. That is as simple as that's going to get. I'm going to put a little bit of the big red on there. And would stitching look nice on this? Yes. Would stamping look nice? Yes. When I'm making quick pages. And you know, it's okay to tell yourself that when you're in a season, like a physical season, and I mean like the summer season, it's okay if you tell yourself and give yourself permission, it's okay to create pages that are quick and fast and fun. They don't have to be loaded down with tools. They don't have to be loaded down with technique. It's just about recording the story and scrapbooking. And when you have the time, you have the time. When you don't, you don't. Yes. So I'll get into all that later, because coming up, and I'm going to say it will be after the summer, because, you know, we have some trailing to do, and then we come back. You know what's going to happen. My little one's going to leave. Yeah, bring out the tissues. So I'm going to focus on her for a little bit before she has to head back. And so I'll get into that. But one thing I wanted to say, you'll see something coming up, an ongoing series that will start, and it will be dealing with our tools on a regular basis and how you can fit that in. So that'll be coming up. It's something I started doing a year and a half ago, I believe, and it has worked really well. So I'll be sharing about that. Love that already. If that's all I ever got on there. Okay, now where did they have the journaling? Oh, they had the journaling here. But I possibly, depends on where my clusters go, I'm not going to have a lot. And I just said recently in another video, when's the last time you did a title and journaling all in one spot? Okay, maybe that's what I'll do. Yes, 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 I really like that. So simple. Oh no, they did have something behind there, so let's figure out what we're going to do there. Okay, maybe I could get in another pop of what? Well, I have this black here. If I got in a pop of black, let's go to my 6x6 pads. Well, yes, we will. Well, now see, I also have these. You can get a pop of black in. And you know what I'm going to do, ladies? That's exactly what I'm going to do. You see this right here? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to put half up here and half down there. Yes, I am. Does it get any quicker than that? I didn't even have to pull out a 6x6 pad. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Now, I always have a bowl or something here, and that's how I keep stickers. I just stick them. You see that? That's what I do. I put my stickers on the edge of a bowl so I don't forget them. That's probably annoying. I probably shouldn't do that. I'll put them over here so you can't see them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that before I adhere my photos. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Because it may look like a continuous piece and it may not. No concern to me. That's what I'm going to do. How quick was that? I took that label, cut it in half. There we go. Yes! Yes, 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 yes. Don't you just love when things like that happen? Because then that'll tie in my black on my page. And you see how many times I keep referencing my wax paper? Yes. What would be the chances I would get a whole page done on one filming? I don't know. Depends. I'm going to go ahead and start putting my photos down. And you'll see I put my adhesive in the middle. I don't go on the edge. Because, you know me, I like to tuck and cluster and layer. And we are going to have fun with that. Now, I don't have to use my T-square. And I wondered if I might go up a little bit. And that is, I just have to make sure those are covered. I got plenty of space there. I wanted to go up a little bit of an anchor. There we go. Good, good, good. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up here. You know, they're not gonna stick, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, and my title is going to go right over the bottom. Oh, isn't that cute? I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Now, I guess I could have made sure to see if those labels lined up. Yeah, for eyeballing it, wasn't too bad. Not too bad at all. Like anybody even looks at that stuff. We get concerned about some things that people don't. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with my L. And I'm just going to start playing. Okay, I know that my L is going to go in the corner of this. Just like that. So I'm going to play off that edge of that photo. And I'm not going to use my T-square because my photos are at an angle. So these don't have to be exactly lined up. And that will be one tip I will tell you. When you are doing, if you're wanting to do a faster page, eyeball things, make things askewed on purpose. That way the rest of your elements does not have to be linear. Okay, so say for right now, see how I'm just putting this on, not giving any concern. Oh my lemons, make that connective, and we have O, literally the word O, and that is how we're going to do it. And of course, you know I'm going to have to put, now I could go up a little bit on that, or I could go a little over. We'll put this comma in and see what we're working with. It can go over a tad. And that is all I'm doing. I hope I'm not taking up too much time. Just playing. I need to have this as a little bit of an angle. Oh my lemons, absolutely. That's what we're going with. Okay, now I honestly could take this extra piece of green that's been laying here and I will put that right over top of that. Just like that. Or what I can do is get my little buddy out. My little hexagon buddy. And I'm going to put that right in there. And I did have, you know, a few ladies asked to see some real-time scrapbooking, so every once in a while I'll do this. But I probably won't do it a lot. You know, I will probably go to my regular formatting of picking out, you know, what I'm going to use, my sketch, a little bit of chit-chat, some tips, and then I would go to the finished page because of time constraints and also how much it takes for uploading. I had said in another video, I had an hour video and it took 16 hours for it to load. And that's about the average. About 16 hours for a 1 hour video. That is just load time to upload. That doesn't have anything to do with the editing part and the exporting and the intros and exits, you know, the endings and yada yada yada. Okay, and so I may go right on that edge because I think that looks a little lost. Okay, because in the sketch they had, you know, a big cluster here. I'm not going to do a big cluster because my photos are bigger. So in a case like this where you're working with a sketch and they have one photo and then they went with big embellishments, you can do the exact opposite. You go with bigger photos and smaller embellishments, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, now I probably won't reference the sketch much more than this, but I'll tell you, look how fast I came together, and I've been chit-chatting the whole time. Oh, look, I have this sticker that says look. Look. Oh, my lemons. Oh, I like that. That is definitely going on. So, time to break out the other buddy. Yes. Foam dots. Foam dots. Foam tape. But I tell you, see this? And this? And this? That will be coming up, if it's not already up, in a video talking about foam tape and how to save some money on foam tape and some foam tape not to buy. Yeah, if you want to save some money. Okay, so there's a fun comparison on that. Okay, so now you're saying, why are you pulling another pair of scissors when you have a pair? These are not non-stick. These are non-stick. So you have to make sure, because you don't want to get your good scissors, meaning Martha, your Martha scissors. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I hope so. Yes, I believe so. You don't want to get them all gummy. And these non-stick, I just got it from Amazon. They are by Scotch. They're called Scotch Titanium Non-Stick. They're very good. Now, these are my favorite non-stick. Cutter bee, Teflon, non-stick. They no longer make them. I've had them for years. But they don't make them anymore. They just make the plain old cutter bee. Makes no sense to me. I even asked them to come back out with them. Nah, they don't listen. Nah. That is what I'm going to do. And I may purposely move this O over a tad. And I'm going to get that arrow point in that. Okay? So look. Oh my lemons. I just added a subtitle. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Fun. That was a happy accident. I'm just having all of them done today. What else do I got here? So I have some butterflies. I get a pop of black. So when I'm looking at something like this, what am I looking for? Well, first of all, I'm looking for colors, and then I'm looking for something to emphasize my story. And of course, my story is the lemon tree. So, you know, sunshine. Really don't want to do X's and O's. It's a sunshine day documented because it's got that lemon on. Something like that. Now there's, if I could find a big photo corner. There's a small photo corner. Okay. Delight. Now that would be a nice word. You're so sweet. Okay, so just kind of giving a look through. I'll play with my embellishments here in a minute. Because remember I had these. And so when I'm working on clusters, I go with my bigger pieces. And then I work down. So this yellow will work better. That's a little too whimsical for this. I want to go with that. So I already picked out, out of that, I already picked out what I'm going to use. The rest is going to just go there. And I'll put them in my kit when I'm done. So, okay, now for embellishments, what am I going to do? Well, on here, they had the journaling here and a big embellishment here and just a little bit here. So I think what I'm going to do is have a little one here, and then maybe I'll do a diagonal design. Maybe that's what I'll do. I may simply do that. And I may just use this, because that's just leaf. I may just play around with this. And layer like that. I may, something like that. There's nothing wrong with just playing. And just to emphasize. I don't need that whole kit and caboodle there. I may go something like that. And it ties in. You see how I'm taking my title and I'm emphasizing with pieces of my story right with my title. I like that right there. I might look up a little bling, add something here. Oh my goodness, I think I really might be done with this page that soon. Oh, that is just to knock my socks. Yes. And why is it going so quick? I lost my big red again. What did I do with it? Because everything's right here. And you'll notice for my style, my personal way of scrapbooking, I use, my photos, of course. But if you notice in any of the videos that you watched of mine, you'll notice that I use pattern as my biggest embellishment. Because I think you can, and that's probably why I love paper so. Or maybe that's why I have so much paper. Because paper is my main thing. Okay? Because paper is my main emphasis on my page. Because I do use my colors, my patterns, my motifs to emphasize and convey with my story. The whole mood and feel thing. So my paper is my biggest embellishment. Okay? And that's probably why I feel like you don't need a lot to do a page. All this stuff is fun, of course. Do you need it? Well, you need it. Do you need a lot of it? No. Okay? It's fun to have options, but you don't need 95 items to do a page. Okay? I did a layout one time, and I think I counted, and that was back in the 2-piece days, because I remember posting it on there, and I think I had 12 or 14 manufacturers of product on one page. And not that it was heavily embellished, it's just that I had that many different options. So that was fun. Okay, well, here's a heart, and that's the right yellow. So I already know this is the yellow that I'm going with. So where is my wax paper? It's time to start playing with some embellishments. Well, I lost my wax paper. No, I didn't. There it is. Okay. So, there. And I'm honestly, so far, I have just played with this. Okay, so I'm going to get out my other embellishments. Okay, so I'll talk about this now. Okay, so in my kit, if you go back to my knockoff kit, you'll see that I had a lot of a variety of embellishments because I just love this kit. So what I did for this you know, to work on this, I put all my little things out and about because I don't want to have to keep opening bags to get the stuff. Okay, and I have these, so I don't know if there's anything that's jumping out at me. No, no, it's just not my mood and feel. I have some butterflies. If I need a pop of white, I could always use one of those small butterflies. Mason jars. I tell you what, wouldn't these mason jars go good if you stopped at a lemonade stand? Oh, that's what I'm seeking out. Oh my goodness. Do you remember what I told you that the name of this kit by Webster's Pages was? It was called The Good Life. Look at this sticker right here. What's that called? The Good Life. Oh my gosh. Is that not perfect? I know. I get excited about little things. And well, that's life, right? Yes. Okay. So, you know, I have these, I'm sorry. I have these wood veneer pieces. And there's a pear in a mason jar. But I like that. And that would give me another, oh yes, that cluster there. Oh, loving that. I don't want to cover up that lemon. Maybe we could do another lemon. How are lemons supposed to look? How are they supposed to go? Well, we'll wing it. Okay. So what do we have here? Just some citrus pieces. Probably not even in frame. But I don't want my embellishments too far from this because that's my inspiration. Lemonade. See what I'm saying? Lemonade, freshly squeezed. Oh. Gotta find a lemonade stand. Gotta. Oh no, is that a lemon? That looks like an apple. Oh, there's that photo corner. It's a gold. Maybe I could find another photo corner. Oh, there's a slice, lemon slice. I think I like that. Well, of course, that could be an orange slice. What do we got here? Oh, there's a lemon. Oh, that's a good color. What is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be a lemon? Green apple? Lord, could they make some things too difficult? Well, there's another little lemon. Okay. I don't know. Someone tell me, what is that supposed to be? I don't know. Maybe a green apple. That's still citrus. Okay, there's my breads. I don't need the word fantastic. But if I could find a photo corner, that would be really great because that would really be an emphasis off the sketch there. Okay. Oh, what was I doing here? Okay, so I'm just going to give a quick look through for these. Oh, and I see this here. And I have got to get that story recorded about my grandma. So my mom and I are starting that conversation. And there's another lemon. Well, I need 3 of them. I don't know, but I'm going to stick it on my wax paper so I have it. Okay. Just can go back in. So whatever I need, I'm just putting on my wax paper. I probably look like I got a hot mess going on, but I'm excited playing. Oh, yes. Okay, we are going to pick up where I left off. Okay, it is now a Saturday morning, and I want to come in and finish this layout. And I don't know how long my other video got, but I'm still playing with my Oh My Lemons page. So I'm just giving a quick look at my sketch to see what I was up to. And I think I have some time today. It's a Saturday morning. I got in some inspiration through Vanessa and Lisa and Becky, and so love watching those ladies. And so I will have their links listed below: Vanessa Bell, Lisa Brooks, and Becky Bitting, and I will have their channels listed below because I love watching them and I get inspiration. And so this morning I got up early, had a little bit of quiet time, grabbed a cup of tea, and got some inspiration from those ladies. So that's how I get inspired to scrap. I watch other people to scrap, which I guess we all do that, right? Okay, so last night my little girl was looking at my layout, and I had those wood veneer pieces, and they were in my kit, and so she saw this slice, and she fell in love with it, and she said it must make the page. I did not plan for that, but if she likes it, I'm going to run with it. So I picked out my little wood veneer bin that has leaves in, because that's exactly what's in my in frame. in my photos in my story. So I just picked out a couple more leaves and I'm still playing with my clusters. And so you are actually seeing me start to finish on this page. And so I have this cluster going on, and this cluster I did go ahead and do my journaling because I wanted you to see how I did that. And then we're just going to keep on going. And if the video is long, skip to the end, right? Yes, we're just going to keep on playing. Now, I was thinking that this probably would have looked nice if I would have had a mat. But because of the way I have things, I'm going to have to skip that because I don't want to cut down. No, I should have thought about that sooner. But, you know, honestly, without the background, don't look on my desk here. That looks good as it is. I'm not going to stress over it. Nope. Okay, so what do I need to do? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on this cluster, and then it'll give me a feel. Because I like this little tag that says give me a squeeze. I just don't think that's going to make the cut. But we'll see. I have some other elements here I'm going to play, and so I'm just going to keep on playing. Okay, so I need my quick dry. Yes, I need my quick dry because I'm going to actually start putting some things down. And hopefully I know where. So this is what I did. I was building a cluster. So now what you can always do is when you're building a cluster and you want elements touching, you want some sporadic. I probably might get another little enamel dot. I probably should have grabbed some of them. What I do, I have them on my Rascog. And my Rascog, boy, let me tell you something. I don't know if I love it or I hate it. Well, should I not say that? I'll say it like this. I don't know if my Rascog is a friend of mine or a foe. I don't know. And I may do a video about that coming up because I think, well, let's just move on. Okay. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I need to make a decision on this, and I just don't feel like it, so I know this is probably what this is going to do. And I am going to start adhering, and everything will be with my quick dry, which now looks like this. Okay, old, new. Okay, so now it's called tacky, which, why would they have to do that? I don't know. Okay, so what will I do here? And what was I even saying? Oh, what was I saying? Oh, dear Lord, what was I saying? I got on that Rascog kick, and then, you know. Okay, so this is the cluster. I think I've basically decided on. I'm going to put everything down by quick dry. And so what I do is I start from the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. That's what I'm going to do. And hopefully I'll be in frame this whole time. I think so. And so that's what I do. I get my clusters laid out, and we're just going to start building. Now, I will say that when you do clusters, you can guarantee they're never going to go back to the way you had them. And sometimes they look better than when you planned. Sometimes they don't look as good as what you planned. Roll with it. It's not, now I probably, I was thinking, could I cut that in half? No, I'll be running short. You know, try to get 2 for 1. Oh, that's what I was saying. Oh my, sorry. What you could do is take a picture. If I wasn't filming, you can always take a picture of what your cluster looked like so it goes back in the original manner that you wanted. But for me, I really don't stress over that, and I'll tell you why. Because if you scrapbook a lot, every layout does not have to be perfect, and every layout will be different. Okay, some you're going to like more than others. Okay, the main thing is, and I think before I put this foam down, I better, you know, because you're going to have to put those adhesive on one of these, on these thickers sooner or later. I should just put that to the left. Sometimes I get into the habit, I just put things down, and then I'm always reaching over myself. And so I tell myself, Janet, you're left-handed, put things to the left. Don't do the reaching. So there's a little tip. If you're left-handed, put your elements to your left. Your tools to the left. Your adhesive to the left. Don't keep having to reach over yourself. And you know why? Because that will increase your productivity. Something as simple as that. Yes. That's something I learned in the days when I owned a dry cleaning plant. Yes. The fewer steps you take, the more productivity you have. Yes. Okay, now my little girl loved that lemon slice, so I will get it on there. I did not plan it. She wanted it over here, you know? And I said, oh, I guess that is kind of cute. And I said, well, but I'm doing a diagonal design. And she says to me, just throw it in there. No one will know. But I haven't decided. I haven't decided yet. I kind of really wanted, I didn't want to do 3. I wanted to do the diagonal, so I'll just put that back. I know that's what I want. And on your wood veneers, do you flip your wood veneers to see which side you like? Yeah, I'm always doing that. Okay, so I'm going to nestle that lemon slice. And hopefully I'm in the frame. Okay, now I know I need to put a little bit of glue behind this photo. Okay. And I am making my elements in my cluster interactive, meaning I'm having them touch. Every element's touching something, and so then that's how you build a cluster. So everything's connected, and when you want things disconnected, it means you want to make it a bigger area. Does that make sense? Okay, so connect them if you want it smaller. Disconnect if you want your area, you know, your cluster area to be bigger, you know, to draw your eye out. But if you want your eye to draw in, have your elements connecting. And that probably was as clear as mud, probably. Okay, so now I have this leaf going on, and I already know I'm probably going to tuck that underneath that somehow, just like that. And I have this, and I'm putting that, and that's going to be my cluster. And that's all I'm going to do down here. Oh, I might do this sweet. It was laying there. Now see, on my wax paper, I have some other elements. I have this lemon. I still may want to get that in somewhere. And even on these word stickers, I have learnt over time just to put a little adhesive and just be done with it. Okay, and then that's on a slant, and that's good for me. Okay, I used to have a real problem doing things on a slant, and I will say the more you scrap, the more you get over things. Yes, no big deal. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Absolutely. And I use quick dry on my wood veneer. I have not had a single one pop off. Okay, so that is what that's looking like. And I have that. That may go there, and that may go there. And I may just make a decision and go with that. I think I will. Let me get my bread. Okay, and I'm going to talk about journaling in just a minute because Lori had asked me a question just this morning. So I'm going to talk about that. And what I do for my braids is I just use an old, this actually came from Scrapworks back in the day, this push pad. And I will just simply figure out, I want that to touch a little bit, you know, to overlap. And I just punch right on my page. And some people say that's pretty daring. Well, you know, like my sister said, there are no mistakes in scrapbooking. More room for embellishment. Yes. Okay. Okay, so there's that one. And do I want this one touching a tad? I think I'm going to put that right in that little, because I don't want to keep going up. Okay? I don't want to keep going up this way. I want to kind of go out a little bit. So I'm going to have that interact right there. So I just punch a few holes, stick those puppies in there, and that cluster, other than probably one enamel dot, is done. Yes, yes. Okay, now, someone don't let me forget this area down here. I want to do something there because, well, I'll just do that next. Okay, let me get that out of the road. Put this there. Okay, so everything is adhered. That's all done. So I will find an enamel, and I don't know if I have an enamel dot. And these are just ones I keep by my area real quick, especially when I'm doing load or challenges. That yellow might be too bright, but I might just wing it because that's what I have. Oh wait, I had a heart somewhere. Where did that go? Remember I had a yellow heart? I know I did. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm putting that heart right there. Okay. So, then I'll go over visual triangles here in a minute too. So journaling and visual triangles. Yes. Okay, I'll go over there. Okay, so you're actually going to see a whole scrapbook layout from start to finish. Okay, this area here. So I have this pattern strip right here, and then this other pattern. So that's 2 elements. That's not an odd number. You have to have an odd number because this just looks like you forgot something. So let me bring my 12 by 12 sticker sheet here. Okay, and I will show you how do I do this decision process. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, this right here. I have 2 pieces, I need 1 more element. So I have the yellow and the green, I have the green. I don't need any more lemons, okay? So what would I put here? Well, the obvious choice is to look what you already have. I don't need wood veneer. I don't need any lemons. I don't need yellow, I don't need green. So it would be what? White or black, okay? Now I'm going to have a pop of black here. I'm going to have to put a pop of black here. So I need a pop of black there. And so, you know, in this collection kit, I had black. So, what do we have? We have love. We have this. And I'm just going to pull a couple, and I will show you what my my decision process would be. Okay? And I'm just going to stick them here so we can try a few different pieces. Okay? This is what I'm going to do. Okay, just so I can get this wax paper out of the road. Okay, so this is what I would decide. Okay, so my text here is going horizontal. My text here is going horizontal. So it would be nice if I could have text going horizontal, but ask me if I'm going to sweat that. No. So you could simply just put something like that. Okay, that's not wrong. You could put something like that. You could actually put it that way. Okay, and then that still keeps up with your diagonal design. Let me move this up a tad. Okay, what else we got? Okay, we got a piece of chipboard, and that will also work good because that has a fishtail like that. So I guess what I wanted to say is no matter what you decided to do, it's not going to be wrong. See, that's cute right there. You just need a little bit of something, and I didn't know what to do, but look what you already have. I needed to get that black and white. Now this is You're So Sweet. Now that's kind of cute. Goes definitely with my theme, but it's a little too big, because I want this to take center stage right here. So I'm down to what? This little Discover or this Delight. And I have a feeling I'm going to use the word Delight. And I'm simply going to put it just like that. That simple little thing, in my opinion, finishes that off. Now, why am I using the word Delight? Because in my journaling, I had wrote how excited I was when I saw a lemon tree for the first time. Now, I have seen lemon trees at Disney, but that's not a real lemon tree. I mean, they are, but they were either brought in or they're manufactured there. You know what I mean? In that growing at Epcot, you know, they're growing there. Okay. But this is the first time I ever saw one in a natural environment. So I was excited. Okay. And I will not add anything else there. And this is all glued down. And I'll put some washi on the back of those brads. This is done. So I'm moving on up here. Moving on up. Yes. To the sky. Remember that? Yes. Okay. Moving on up. What's that? Good Times? Okay. With Wheezy. Moving on up. Love that show. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down a tad because this is the area I'm working on. Okay. And you see what I do? I have a diagonal design. So in a diagonal design, I will not have 3 clusters. Okay. Now, like my little daughter, like that lemon slice, she wanted that over here, but I didn't want 3 clusters. I want this. Okay, because I want this movement. Okay, in a diagonal design, that's exactly what it does. It gives you movement. Okay, now Lori had asked just this morning, when I was when I was reading comments from my beautiful subscribers, she had said to me, do you always do your journaling on white, you know, white and black? And how do you feel about handwritten journaling? And so, I have to get a drink. So, Lori, I don't always do it in white and black. Sometimes I'll change the font color, and sometimes I'll change the paper color. Like sometimes I'll use ivory, sometimes I will use pattern paper as a matte for white, or my ivory, or sometimes I'll do a neutral with gray. And sometimes I will stamp, and that, in a very inconspicuous design, and then I'll print over it. When I'm doing fast pages, I don't bring out stamps. And so I don't always do it this way, but this is the majority of the way. And so I will change up the color of the font, because I always said, when you're working on a cluster and you need another color represented, you can always change the color of your font when you're doing journaling, or you can change the color when you're handwriting as well. You can just use different color pens, okay? But for me, handwriting versus computer generated, it's 99% computer generated, because I always have a lot to say, because to me that's the story. This is the story. If I wouldn't get anything else in, this is. So I have a lot to say, and I want other people to be able to read my story. And so that means it does have to be computer generated. And at one time, I felt my handwriting was pretty, okay? Now, as I've gotten older, and I did have, a head injury, because I got hit head on by a drunk driver many years ago. And so after that, I felt my handwriting went downhill, because, I had an injury. I had a huge, bad concussion. Bing, bang, boom. Okay, so I think after that, and then also too, becoming an adult, I think as an adult, your writing gets hurried, because we're always in a hurry. So I think with those two things, my handwriting it's not pretty anymore. Or I'm not going to say it's not pretty, it's hurried, and I think it looks sloppy, and my handwriting in and of itself is big. Okay, so if I was to handwrite these 3 lines, and that's all this is 3 lines, I would have to have a lot more room on my page. So that's another component as to why I do computer generated. Because first of all, my handwriting is too big. And second of all, I think it looks kind of sloppy. And I don't want to misspell. Because if I misspell something, I can just go back and change one word. But if I misspelled something that was handwritten, I know my own personal opinion, my own personality, I would have to go do that all over again, because it would bother me. And if I flipped an album, and I do have a couple spelling mistakes in my albums, even with computer generated, but if I know it was misspelled, that would bother me. I would not focus on this. It would bother me, because, I'm weird like that. So did that answer the question? So for me, it's 99% I do computer generated, but I do feel you should have handwritten journaling somewhere in your albums. It doesn't have to be every album. It doesn't have to be every page. This is my opinion. And my opinion for your loved ones, and you know who your loved ones is. You might have 25 loved ones you want them to have your handwriting. I only have 2. I only have 2 people that need to have my handwriting, and I already have that covered, okay, in different ways. And someday I'll talk about that. But in a short answer, my daughter and I have a journal going back and forth for the last 8 years. And so we handwrite notes to each other in this journal, and we pass it back and forth. And so that's all, because my daughter will not keep all of these layouts. She will not keep all these albums. She won't have room, okay? So that was just to say, handwriting is very, very important, but it doesn't have to be on your pages. You can get your handwriting preserved and documented in another form or fashion. And for me, it's a journal. My daughter and I, we swap back and forth. I'll write her a note, put it somewhere in her room. She'll find it a week later, or she'll write something in the journal and she puts it somewhere and I'll find it. And so it's just a thing we've done for the last 8 years. And so, and also too, I have an album that's 50 letters from Mom, and there is handwriting in that. So handwriting is very, very important, but it doesn't have to be on every page. Because think about it this way. If you have handwriting on every page because you want to preserve that, just think of it this way. Someone's not going to keep every layout you do. You know what I mean? And I mean, that's just the reality of it. Some people scrapbook for others, meaning you want to preserve it for your family because you're leaving something behind. Of course, we all want to do that. But then the other point of that is that scrapbooking for me is so someone can read this to me. I mean, literally, read this to me when I get older. When I get older, we all have family members we have to read to. They can't, people get older, okay? That's facts of life. So if I had it in my own handwriting, my concern is that people wouldn't be able to read it. And my goal is when I get older and I can scrap, I can still relive these moments, still relive the stories, and it will be a lot easier if someone can read what I wrote. That's for my personal opinion. Okay. But to answer your question, Lori, yes, I do think handwriting your own journaling is important. And I think your handwriting should be somewhere. But I don't, in my opinion, it's not going to be on every one of my pages because I have to think long term. And for me, long term, I won't be scrapbooking. When I'm older and I can't see, again, that's reality, right? So, long story, don't feel guilty. And that was me. I felt guilty at one point in time because I did computer generated journaling. I got over that because I thought long term, Janet, you want people to be able to read your stories back to you, and bing, bang, boom. That's how I got over that guilt. Okay. But again, Lori, like I'm saying, you need to get your handwriting somewhere. Even if you just write one letter, put it on a page and stick it in an album. It's preserved, right? And that one layout that you have your handwritten journaling on will probably be more precious than 50 layouts we do. Okay? So, it doesn't have to be on every, but make it on something. That was my point. Boy, that got long-winded. Oh, well. I'm in one of those moods. Someone asks me a question, I'll say, I'll just talk and talk and talk. Okay, so that's what Lori had asked me. So, to answer that long story short all over again, it's your own style. Handwriting, journaling is important. But it doesn't have to be every page. It doesn't. And I think sometimes people want to make us feel guilty about that. And and I know Lori had said this. She said she doesn't like her own handwriting. I think a lot of us that. And at one time, I loved my handwriting. I think I had pretty handwriting at one time. But after my injury, and then also becoming an adult, we have to hurry things along. So I think both of those made my handwriting not very pretty anymore. So I want someone to be able to read it. Sometimes I can't even read my own handwriting. I mean, literally, it's terrible. Okay, so when I printed this out, I wanted to show another thing that I do, and this is just a quinky dink that I do, okay? Because I'm all about mood and feel, and I'm all about doing things in odd numbers, okay? So even when I do my journaling, a lot of times I am very particular that my journaling in my lines will be an odd number. And I know that's a quinky dink. I know that's really kind of a small detail, but I do. I will actually change my font size, and I will change how much I say, and I will take words away, and I will add words so I can get an odd number. I know. That's crazy. But again, I like odd numbers. Your eye can find the middle. So even in my journaling, I try to do odd numbers as the amount of numbers I have. The amount of lines. Okay, so back to the page at hand. So, Lori, I hope I didn't go off on too big of a tangent on that. But I did want to answer that because, I did. At one time, I felt guilty because I'm like, oh, I'm not getting my own handwriting in there. But there are a couple pages that I did my own handwriting on, and I look back at them, and all I see is sloppy handwriting. And I'm like, don't focus on that. Focus on the layout. But it's a hang-up I have. We do things to make them look pretty and nice. So if your handwriting, in your opinion, is not something that it makes you feel, happy and to look at, no one says you have to. Okay? Now, I'm up here playing with this. And I just don't like that element. I need to get my thing here. I need to get my element. I really want that, but it's just not going to work. It's not going to work. Okay, so what am I got? Okay, I have white and black represented there, but I could always do this. I don't know. It might be too big. Well, that's awfully pretty, though, isn't it? Okay. So... okay, so I have a fishtail over here, so I could probably do a fishtail here. And then when I do my journaling, I just cut it off in this long strip until I figure out my placement and design and what I'm going to do and yada, yada, yada. Okay, so I know I have 05 here. I'd like to get that on there. Of course, I really shouldn't because right there's 05. Well, I have to think about that a little bit. Maybe I'll come down and put it here. I really didn't want it there. But I really won't not stress. Okay, so I did look at how much my video was from yesterday, and I think it was like 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And so this would have been a page that I would have had done in an hour. But you know me, I'm talking, so it's going to be more than an hour. Yes. Okay, so I'm just playing with this cluster up here. And I don't have my journaling cut until I figure out. And I like this sweet But I think what I may do is cut this down. And I'll keep this other part for something else. And I may put that up there. Put this leaf here. You know I got to get a lemon on. I feel like I'm reaching to Timbuktu up here in this corner. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I need another white and black. Okay, so I had these other. I could just do some layering. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Oh my goodness, there's that bread. That's what we're going to do. Now, I might have to finish that because if I bring this clear down here, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. So I hope I didn't spend too much time talking about that. But like I said, you can always just fast hit the, I can't do two things at once here. You can just hit that fast forward button and skip over that. But, Lori brought up a very, very good question because it is something that sometimes people will say and then sometimes people won't talk about it because it's like you have to feel guilty, like we're not being a good mom, we're not being a good sister, we're not being a good daughter if we don't get our journaling on there, handwritten journaling. Pish posh, right? Pish posh. Okay, so I'm just playing with this cluster here. Okay, now, see, I had this 05 originally, and that's exactly right there where I'm going to put it. I'm putting it up in that very corner. Because if you look at my sketch, they had that photo corner clear up in the photo corner up here in the corner, to draw your eye in the diagonal design. So, I'm going to do the same thing. Because I really didn't want to add it down here because this is going to get too bottom heavy. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to. I'm looking at my wax paper here. And that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to cut that. And so, I know I want to get a fishtail because I have one here and one here. Do I want it there or do I want it there? I think I want it there. So I'm going to make a decision and go with it. Yes, so thank you, Lori, for asking that question. So we could cover that. And if you have an opinion on that, please share below. Yes, please share below. And I'm just putting a fishtail here. And so what I do, this is a hexagon. Maybe I could get a bigger one so you can see what I'm doing. So I have 3 lines. So my point of this hexagon right here in this punch, I'm going to put in where that 3rd line is. And that helps me with my alignment. And there we go. Easy. And then, of course, you have this leftover. You can always use that as an embellishment, too. Yes. Love that. Okay. So I don't know if I was all over the board. But for me, personally, I have computer-generated journaling. And I don't feel guilty about it anymore. Because I guess it has to be a personal thing. Now, if your personal desired result for your journaling is that you want your children and grandchildren to see your journaling, then by all means, definitely handwrite on your layouts. But my end game is so that someone can read my stuff to me down the road. Yes. And let me ask you another question. Is that something that you think about? How long we'll be able to scrap as we get older? I'm a long-time scrapbooker. Yes, I think about that. How many more years can I get in? I mean, I know some people think that's morbid, but it's reality in my world. I'm going to turn this upside down. Yes, I will. That whole left-handed thing kicks in. And so, I do think about the day that I will not be able to scrap. Does anybody else do that? I mean, hopefully the Lord will bless us with another 50 years, but that's not always the case, is it? Okay, I'm going to stick that there just to get a little starting point, because otherwise I'm just going to keep, I think that's straight. Yes. Sometimes this patterns in your papers can make things wonky, and they're really not. Okay, did I decide to go with that, or am I scrapping that? That's kind of cute, a little top heavy. I think I decided to go with this. I think, and I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on playing here. I'm going to cut that down a little bit more. I guess a good balance for that, Lori's question about the journaling, You could maybe journal on some, computer generate on the other some. That would be a good balance, wouldn't it? Absolutely. But I guess all that rambling to say is don't let people pressure you to do it one way or the other. You do it how you want to do it. Okay? Like I said, I got over that. Now I would like for that to be able to tuck under something. What's the chances that's going to happen? Probably not. I want to get this 05 in here. I've moved it around 85 times. Let's get a decision here. Okay. I love these thickers. They got their fabric, and then you just take your fingers and you just rough them up, and they just very tactile. We have to slide this over. I'm definitely putting those in the corner, so I probably should just glue that down and be done with it. Well, Lori gave us a question for a good discussion, didn't she? Yes, thank you, Lori. Yes, yes. Okay, now I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little something with that after I get these glued down. I'm just going to keep the camera on. I'm going to keep on scrapbooking. Now maybe my next start to finish, I won't. I'll just start, and then I'll show you the end page. Well, I think I got a clog here. But I have a little bit of time today. Been working hard. My little girl's been working hard. My husband working hard. So we're taking a little bit of time and unplug. Yes. Unplug. Okay. So I was just looking at my calendar and what videos are popping up when. And man, sakes alive, do we have a lot coming up. Love it. And I think someone's going to say, goodness God, girl, what? Do you ever sleep? I will tell you, honestly, I'll just tell you something very honest. My mind does not stop very often. It just, you know, it's just my personality. Okay, so I like this. It's too long. So what am I going to do? I still want that design. Oh no, I can't trust myself to cut it with my scissors. Okay, this is how if I wanted this design, but I don't, it's too long. So I will cut a part of that off, and then I'll stick it in my corner rounder. And I will go right back to the original, if I can get that in there. Oh, I don't know if I cut that off. It'll be good enough for poor people. Does your family have that saying? Good enough for poor people. My family has said that for ever since I can remember. Good enough for poor people. But you know, we're not poor at all, are we? If you live in America. Now, I don't know. Since I got that tab, I might not be able to do that. Oh, well, we'll just fix that real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to stress over that. None. That's taking me way longer than I planned. Maybe I can still get that in there. Okay, so what I'm doing is just trying to put that in my corner rounder and trying to get a rounded corner. All I'm trying to do. There we go. Okay. I kind of had a little bit of trouble with that. Okay. And so that's what I'm going to do. I just made that shorter. That's all I did was just make that tab shorter. Which I'm probably going to cover it up anyways. Well, that made a lot of sense. That's just what happens. It's like those girls that do those beautiful mixed media pages and then they get covered up. It's just sometimes that's just the way it goes. Okay, now I have this lemon. I think my problem is I don't have my journaling down far enough. Oh, I like that. Well, yes, I do. Let me just go with that. Okay. I think I will go with that. Do I want... Sometimes I feel like I'm all thumbs. I was watching Vanessa today and hop over to her channel because she did a tutorial on the We Are Memory Keepers tab punch. And I've been wanting to see that. Okay, so I think I'm going to put that there. And I really didn't. You know what? I could. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this lemon on foam tape so that leaf will stick underneath of it. And she was saying, I just can't hold anything. Everything's falling out of my hands. And I'm like, shaking my head. I know. Some days you just have that. Everything's just falling. Can't keep a hold of anything. And of course, I think too, when you turn the camera on, nothing goes as planned. Okay, do I want the lemon this way? Yes, I do. Okay, so I am using that lemon. I'm going to bring this down just a tad so I can see what I'm doing, because I don't want to stand. Okay, a little fuzzy there. And I'm bringing this there because that's how I want that. Yes, yes, I do. I do. Now, what will I put? I have one more. I need another thing there. Okay, well, I'm getting the cart before the horse. See, I'm getting all excited. I love when a page is coming together. I love when a page is getting near completion, because that means another story recorded. And I think I'm running low on this quick dry. Yes. And this is my last bottle of this. Oh, for the love of God. With these quick fine line applicators, if they're sitting, they'll get a little stuck right away. But this is my last bottle of this, I think. I don't think I have any. Okay, so then, diagonal design. See? Leads in, leads out. Leads in, leads out. Okay, now I'm going to put that braid there probably, because I want that yellow. Yellow, yellow. Mellow yellow. Wasn't there a drink back in the day called Mellow Yellow? Yes, I believe so. Okay, so I could put something. I think I want a little word sticker there. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out this little, and if I could have something else, a little one, my sunshine date. I love having this. I don't have to rifle through. Oh, the word happy. Yeah, I was definitely happy. Oh, my sunshine. Oh. Always bloom. Happiness is homemade. Welcome home. Okay. Well, I'm not in a hurry. So I'm going to look through what I have. Yes, I am. Okay. So, somebody vote as to what I should put there. Well, I have these little braids. Oh, you know what? Yes, look on this tag. I have this black braid. I think that's black. Yes. Okay, I will put that black braid right there. That's going there. So then that's in a triangle. I just want one more thing right there to tie those in. What else do I have? Well, I had a sticker sheet from Echo Park, and they were yellow. What's on here? Walking on Sunshine. Well, that was my main squeeze. That works so well with this kit. I wanted to get another text in, because you know I have to do the odd number thing, because I have text here and text here. So if I got text again, that would be my third text in that little, you know, my triangle in my triangle. I talk like that all the time. And I definitely want yellow. Well, okay. This is real-time scrapbooking, right? I'm going to pull out my little mini yellow sticker binder. Okay. These are the ones I take when I travel. So I'm going to pull this out. See how quick it is? Now look at all these yellow stickers. Okay. This is how I started my sticker organization back in the day. Okay. So I'm just looking here. Oh, sunny. Hello, summer. Boy, wouldn't that be something if I found something with lemons? Relax. Weekend. Cherish. Bright days. I'm just looking. I'm just looking. I love this. I could just sit here, and this is what I'll do. I'll sit here, put on one of the other gals on YouTube, and I'll sit here, and I will lose track of time like nobody's business. There's a running joke in our family, my little family, that if the house is on fire, would I even know? And I said, well, I would know, because eventually I would smell it. But honestly, someone else tell me that, like, when you are in the zone, you're in the zone. That's me. And you know what? Sometimes, you know, life is the way it is. There's just sometimes you have to get in the zone, because otherwise you can't make it. Life sucks at times. Let's just be honest. So, yes, you have to get into the zone. You know, they always say scrapbooking is cheaper than therapy. You got it. Amen. Forecast sunny. That's cute. Summer, hello, summer. I need to be making a decision, but I'm not in really no big... It wasn't summertime. It was in the middle of winter we were there. And that's what's amazing about Florida, you lucky ducks that live in Florida. That beautiful sunshine, bottle it up and send it my way. I'm still looking. It probably wouldn't take this long, but I'm talking. Oh. Wow. It says wow. Oh, that would be a cute one. Yeah, I'm still looking. And I definitely want a text, and I know I want a horizontal text, so it's just a matter of finding one. And I have plenty of choices. Okay, so sweet. Come to Mama. Yes! Love that. Love, 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 love. And that's going right there to tie those, all those elements in together. So tied in my journaling, this, and I will put my braid somewhere around. Let me get some glue. Okay, and guess what? I have a couple more elements and I am done with this whole page. Now, it didn't take that long. It's a fast page. I mean, I did some rambling, went on a tangent, had a discussion. Oh, and my glue was... But I have my tea. I'm going to pull out my iPad here in a minute. If you like 2-page layouts, go check out Lisa Brooks. I'll have her channel listed below. She does nothing but 2-page layouts, and I think that's very refreshing because a lot of people don't do 2 pages anymore. No. Almost sometimes people don't even do multi-photo layouts anymore, whether you're doing 1 or 2 or not. So, I like watching Lisa for that. Vanessa, man, she gets into those page designs, rocks my socks. Okay, so I have this. I need to figure out where I'm going to go. I'm going to put that black braid in. And I think that's exactly where I have a little bit of space there. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to make a decision, quit him hauling around, because I want to do another page. Yes. Now, it's a Saturday morning, and for me to be scrapping on a Saturday morning, oh, it's a big deal for me. Yeah. Because that just doesn't really ever happen. I always have so much things to do on the weekends. Love that. Love that. Okay. So, you know, I'm going to, after I get these elements on, what's the other 2 things I'm going to do? You know, to finish a page. And I've been very, very, working very, now this yellow braid has gold around it. And my other ones don't. But that's too big. Okay, it's too big. Too close in scale. And that's too yellow. Like it makes a difference. But we do those things. Oh, what was I saying? What was I saying? I don't know what I... Oh, yes, to finish off this page, because I've been doing very well at... And I don't like that there. So I didn't like this there, so what am I going to do? I'm actually going to make another hole. That's what I do. I won't handwrite. I won't handwrite on a layout, but I'll put holes. Makes no sense, does it? Nope. I know, but that's how we do it. Okay, so I will cover up these braids. Then the other thing I'm going to do is then I will take my quick dry and I will make sure everything is adhered down, and then my page is complete. Okay, because I've been doing very well in the last couple years about journaling as I do my layouts, because for a while, a few years ago, I was pumping out pages left and right, but then I wasn't doing my journaling. And I will tell you, I have a huge stack of layouts that still need journaling. And I think I've learned my lesson on that, because it's exciting to create a page. It's even more exciting to have the journaling on a finished page. So I've learned my lesson on that. But, you know, I wasn't doing a lot of challenges at the time and doing this and doing that. So, and I just keep this little piece of paper there. Helps me get that washi. It's a really tough roll. Okay, so I have my braids covered. Okay, I wish I would have done that from the very beginning of scrapbooking. Cover your braids. So my last step here is I'm done. I mean, I'm looking. My clusters are done. My clusters are done. I'm happy with everything. I mean, could I sit here and play some more? Yes. Oh, why is this getting clogged? It doesn't usually get that clogged that fast. And so what I'm doing is I am just putting glue in all of my corners, especially with my photos. I even lift up my... So I'll be finishing up here. So I'm hoping everyone is having a great summer. I hope you're having some fun, you know, enjoying summer food, going summer places, in the pool, everything this summer, you know. Keep snapping that camera. Even if you don't have time to scrap at all this summer, keep snapping photos. Write down what your kiddies say. Write down those stories that your parents and your aunts and uncles and your cousins are sharing. Oh, family reunions are the best for getting the stories, getting the skinny, getting the scoop. Write them down. And you know what? I said this in another video. I truly think people feel flattered when they know their story is going to be recorded or someone is just listening to a story. Especially older people. They get very flattered when you ask them to share a story. Yes. Okay. So that is what I have. I have 3 elements here. I have my cluster here. I have this going on. And there you go, ladies. That is a finished page, start to finish. That is what we're going to do. Now, my next start to finish, I probably won't get this long, won't get this chatty, but we're still going to keep recording the story. Yes. So have a great Saturday. Of course, I don't know when this will be loaded. Have a great day. And come back to RTS because you never know what we're going to learn. Bye.